we've got trailers galore. Captain Marvel, Young Justice, Aquaman, a lot of stuff to break down. Plus, one hell of an episode on of Ruby on the First Word. And I can't find my laptop charger. So we're just going to have some fun and shoot from the hip this week, I guess.
Yeah.
This is Fandom Nonsense.
Your trailer hitches, bitches.
Yikes.
What?
Nope.
They can cut before that.
Oh, I always do.
I
Except
don't.
now I have to leave it in there for context.
That's fair.
I don't know how true this is. I think it was in one of the early seasons of RVB in the commentary. They were talking about trailers, and apparently where the term comes from was originally trailers were at the end of movies.
Right. So the trail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which I guess they kind of figured out that was a really, really bad policy that doesn't...
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. You're like, oh, well, that was fun.
Yeah.
Let me get out of here. Also,
it's like when people put their sponsorships at the end of their YouTube videos.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's
doesn't make
great.
any sense.
Cool. Skillshare. Got it. Next.
But yeah, they used to start with like little vignettes or cartoons at the beginning of movies, and then it would do the feature film, and then they'd do trailers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can see why that changed. But I would still like to see more vignettes like Pixar does at the beginning of their movies, because I think that adds something to the anticipation of the main plot, especially if you can get something out.
I think that thematically works with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Like the Pikachu movie. The beginning of the first
yeah.
at the beginning of the first
Yeah,
Pikachu at the Mewtwo movie, they had the Pikachu's Vacation or whatever it was.
Pokemon the movie 2000,
Man,
the Regenesis.
They made that into a book. It's literally just a book of like the Pokemon saying like Pika Pika blah 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 blah.
That's
with
awesome.
like pictures.
That's good. I'm
What
fine
was-
with that.
What was the one for the 2000 movie?
It was they left all Brock, Misty, and Ash left all of their Pokemon all in this hotel all together, and then Pikachu gets lost out in like this area, and he ends up making.
Pichu, shows up.
Yeah, no, two Pichus like take care of him and whatnot.
Right.
Man, I remember going to see the first movie in theaters, and after the Pikachu movie, after the little Pikachu Vacation movie got done, they everybody just got up and started to leave. Everybody started like walking out. They're like, "Man, they're not turning on the lights. What's going on? Like, this is weird."
I thought they paid full feature film price for that.
Oh yeah, no, people were mad, and then like the movie like title came up, and they're like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Okay, except the parents were like, "We got to sit through another hour and a half of this shit." Ugh.
Fucking animals not even talking.
I mean, that's not entirely... It is in the West, but in Japan, that's not really unheard of.
Oh, to pay full price for a short film?
Yeah, because I mean, the Dragon Ball OVAs are all super, super short. Like, they're like 40, 45 minutes long.
Right. Yeah, it would just be hard to convince an American audience that was worth their money.
Oh, shit, that's something we need to talk about. But
Convincing American audiences were worth their money?
Yes. Actually, yeah, we do need to talk about that, please.
Give us your money. No,
We'll,
never mind. Give us your money. Give us Nolan's money.
We don't want to seem desperate, but
we'll get to that later, though.
we're desperate. Oh, are we bad?
Hmm?
Are we bad off?
You want?
No.
Oh.
Last one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We definitely need to cover that because there hasn't been anything to talk about on the Dragon Ball front in a while, but we'll get to that later.
There's a lot to talk about it right now. Oh god, it's like fucking like booming.
Yep.
Okay.
But for now, I guess we should say welcome to Fandom Nonsense. I'm Zach.
I'm Aaron.
Serena.
Are you?
Yeah,
See, last time you were
just
just
Serena.
like, you've met Serena.
I mean, I
Did
didn't
we
want
have
to.
an intro last time?
Yeah, I did. I think so.
I
I
didn't.
wasn't here.
Because I introduced Serena.
Yeah, you introduced her.
You were
Yeah.
like, you know Serena. I
Yeah.
just expected you to do it again this time.
Right. I'm also Nolan, just in case.
If anyone's forgot, after 46 episodes.
This episode brought to you by my love of Lipton tea. Not by Lipton tea themselves, but by my specific love for it.
And by my love of the Arabica bean.
The what?
Arabica? Coffee bean?
I don't know what brand this sweater is, but love it. It was my favorite sweater.
Sweater brand sweaters.
Thank you for sponsoring this podcast.
Besides the sweater he's wearing, I like that sweater more.
Sweater brand sweaters. We're the sweatiest.
I forgot that you finally got that back to him.
Well, I took it back.
No, you
wouldn't say that
I walked out of the room and brought it to you. Yeah. I said, "Here is your sweater that I've only had for not that long."
Where are my pants? Where are my blue pants, Aaron? I'm not gonna forget.
You really don't know where they are, do you?
I know where
he
they
knows. He knows.
I don't know where they are.
Yeah.
Pretty sure they got left at his parents' house.
Sure.
Why did you take them to his parents' house?
You get to wash them because we don't have a washer and dryer.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Liar, liar. Pants denier.
So,
hold on, I had enough time in my head to think on fire, and then went, no, he's not going to say that. I knew better.
All right.
So, yeah.
Captain Marvel. Let's get to that.
Okay.
What do you want to?
No. Captain Marvel.
Are you still on the pants thing?
No.
No, we're off the pants. Taking the pants off.
Yeah, we got no need to talk about that. Captain Marvel, though.
Captain Marvel.
We got plenty of need to talk about Captain Marvel.
Brie Larson.
Yeah,
Excellent casting.
Yeah, I feel like it is. Obviously, you can't really say too much without seeing the movie, but
Yeah, because Marvel's a big bunch of liars.
yeah,
And they're trailer liars.
I think they generally just use footage that looks really awesome and that they know may be on the chopping block if it comes to it.
They straight fabricated footage just for like
the Infinity War trailer.
Yeah, the Infinity War trailer had multiple scenes in it that weren't like the Hulk's in the Infinity War trailer, then not in the scene where he fights Thanos.
Right.
But that could have just been on the chopping block, like they might.
No, but that completely changes the story though for Bruce Banner. Yeah. That would have had been on the chopping block a long time ago, before the trailer came out. Like, and it would have been easy to just take the asset of the Hulkbuster and swap it out with the Hulk, and have that scene in Wakanda, because it's pretty much the exact same thing, other than that, and little things like that. Since so much of it is, let's say, enhanced, it's easy to just change little things in the shot that change all of the context of the shot.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
I'd rather get just like a taste of the feel of the movie and
Right.
not give anything away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what we were talking about before, like the broad strokes of like in Infinity War, they're going up against Thanos.
Yeah.
It's the big culmination of everything over 10 years, and in some way they're gonna be fucked.
Yeah.
But how it all plays out, I don't think the trailer really gives really anything away.
Yeah.
Anything it builds up, it mostly subverts.
The only thing that this trailer really gives away is that Nick Fury likes cats.
Yeah.
And he looks really good.
He does.
Like and it's still Nick Fury. There's no CGI or anything.
Yeah.
Like they did a great job on how he looks.
His makeup is excellent.
Well, there's
probably some correction and whatnot.
Yeah. He's got dots on his face.
Oh yeah. It looks like they didn't do anything heavy to it.
But
they've learned a lot since Patrick Stewart. And,
I was gonna say, compare that to
In what?
Days of Future Past. Remember they show like Patrick Stewart at the end, and he's like face is all.
See, I was thinking Tron before.
Well, Tron
before
and,
Days of Future's Past.
And
that wasn't bad. Jeff Bridges,
Rogue One,
young
though.
Jeffy Pooh, he was great.
Rogue One was.
Oh yeah.
Rogue One was, and we haven't seen the movie yet, but just from the trailer, Rogue One was pretty bad with like the face masking and stuff, and of course that's a little bit different because it's
with Tarkin.
Yeah, with Tarkin and Leia.
Yeah.
Of course, that's putting someone else's face on someone and doing that kind of thing. But if they can successfully de-age Nick Fury for the whole movie and it not have any kind of scene where it has any kind of glaring obviousness that it's any CGI, that'll be impressive, because after just a few years of that much growth in that technology.
I think it also helps that Sam Jackson has aged very well. Also, so
You think we're gonna get to see how he loses his eye in this movie?
I think probably.
My money's on Goose. By the way, the name of the cat.
What did you do?
I know, that's what I was just thinking.
The name of the cat in the comics is Chewie because Carol Danvers is a huge Star Wars fan, but in the movie, the cat's name is Goose because movie.
Top Gun?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why.
Which is where I also got my name.
Yeah, of course.
Were you in Top Gun?
No.
Yes.
I thought you need to know of.
I'm gonna go watch
I
it.
gotta be honest. I preferred your role in Tombstone. Also, you were great in The Doors.
Thank you.
Like the band?
Yeah. She's Jim Morrison.
That was Val Kilmer.
Yeah, wasn't Val Kilmer Iceman in Top Gun?
Yeah. I don't ever watch Top Gun.
I think Goose was Tom Cruise.
No, Tom Cruise is the main
I've also
character.
never seen
Blondie
Top Gun.
is. How have you never seen Top Gun and your name is Goose? Honk.
Well, she is.
No, blonde dude. Blonde dude is Goose. I can't remember his name.
Val Kilmer is blonde.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. No, it wasn't. I think it was Val Kilmer. I'm pretty sure it was Val Kilmer.
Was Iceman.
For some reason, my brain keeps thinking
Iceman-
Owen Wilson,
Val
but that's
Kilmer
behind
died.
enemy
You
lines.
guys keep going over. This is very important.
Don't do that right in my ear.
I was
Weird.
nowhere near your ear.
It's really good. Okay, if your mouth was a gun, that would be point blank.
No,
Yeah.
it's close enough to Point Blank. Who was in Point Blank?
I'm thinking of Point Break, and that's.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of too.
I think that's
There's a
Tom
Point
Cruise.
Blank movie also.
Oh,
right?
probably.
I hope so.
Wait, Point Blank. Point Blank, is that Adam Sandler and Damon Wayans?
Oh, the buddy cop thing they did.
Mm-hmm. No, they weren't buddy cops. It was like one of them was a cop. One of them was like
criminal.
being yeah.
Yeah.
Damon Wayans was, believe it or not.
Wait, I thought Damon Wayans was the cop and Adam Sandler was the criminal. That's what it was. Racist.
Anyway.
Captain Marvel. I am glad to see them expanding the cosmic universe. in
Oh,
Marvel.
those fucking space shots look so
They
good.
do. Also with Guardians 3, like kind of weird in this weird space. It's nice to know that we're getting more in the space.
We'll still get space.
Yeah.
Space is still there.
Yeah, that's cool. Also, Skrull look awesome. Very true to the comics while still being updated and modern. And the Kree look kind of different to me. Like, I don't remember them having those like suits and shit, but maybe it's just been a while.
Right.
Hey, wasn't the Kree the same aliens that came down to Earth in Avengers? What were their names?
They were the
Jatari.
yeah.
Yeah, I was wrong.
But we have seen Ronan, so we know the Kree still exist, and her claim of them being noble warrior heroes is perhaps a little bit naive.
Yeah, because throughout the conflict, we see that their war is more two-sided than it is one-sided. You know,
Is because I've never really gotten too much into the cosmic side of the comics. I should, because everything I've seen about Danvers' character I really like, and I need to get into the Guardians comics, but I don't know much about the Kree and the Skrulls. Is the design similarities between the Skrulls and the Green Goblin just a similarity, or just a coincidence, or is there some kind of connection there with the goblins, with the serum and the because
no, the Skrull are like they're an ancient race of shapeshifters.
yeah.
They I don't think there's anything. There might be some overlap into why the Green Goblin looks the way he does.
Right.
But I can't think of anything like that.
Yeah.
The Jackal also looks a lot like that too. Another weird Spider-Man villain.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
I think it might just be overlap in artistry and stuff.
Right.
But there could be some connection there that I'm not aware of.
you only make so many designs before things start to
Right.
bear similarities.
There is a character involved with the Skrull that I would really like to see. His name is Fing Fang Foom, and he is a giant green dragon who is.
I know Fiend Fang.
Yeah. Has this apparently crazy voice, and he's like featured in a lot of the video games that Marvel has put out in recent years. But there's also another drastic example of Stan Lee loving alliteration.
Yeah.
Peter Parker, Dum Dum Dugan, Fing Fang Foom.
Reed Richards, Bruce Banner. what else from the trailer? I mean, there's so many points to talk about, but that line that she delivered at the end of the trailer, the "I'm not gonna fight your war, I'm gonna end it." That
was cool.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get a lot of awesome like hero posing throughout the action scenes in this.
I love the speaking of posing. I love the culmination because they set it up in the teaser of her falling down and getting back up again. But the last time where she goes binary in that last shot.
Yeah, it's really cool. I wonder if they're going to touch on the paracosmic existing, because that's a whole spectrum of Marvel abilities that we haven't really talked about.
Did they mention the paracosmic in the trailer? Didn't they?
Did they? I watched it like 3 or 4 times. I don't remember.
I thought that they did.
It's possible that she could. I mean, it looks like that's what she's wielding there at the end, or like the MCU version of what it looks like, because it's like white and shiny in the comics, but I think they're gonna do like an orangish, just to like be a stark contrast of the mostly blue that we get in space.
No, yeah. Whenever they were talking, whenever she was talking about like how she became what she is, I'm pretty sure that they mentioned the paracosmic.
Cool.
I might be wrong, but
so originally, Carol was an Air Force pilot who had an accident and was saved by Mar-Vell, right? And Mar-Vell, like, basically
made her a Kree.
Made her a Kree.
Yeah, it's very Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Hal Jordan shit.
And then recently, I don't know, like in the last few years, it's been changed to she was a Kree all along because her mother was a Kree or something like that. So the trailer looks like it's going to go with the first, but I feel like that's a subversion, and she's actually going to find out that she was.
As always.
Yeah.
It's possible. Maybe just the accident brought it out in her.
Well, the comics, kind of seem to have a mandate from the films. Like, it's always kind of coincidence that the comics kind of start to shift to mirror the films, like world building and stuff. So the fact that the comic kind of moved to that kind of feels like word from the higher ups to, hey,
push that narrative.
Yeah.
I really like Jude Law. Looks so evil. I don't think I've ever seen. Has Jude Law ever been a bad guy? He looks like a bad guy in this movie.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, is he Mar-Vell?
I'm not sure if it's been confirmed who he is actually.
There's definitely some kind of Kree.
I mean, you see him holding, what's her name? Captain Marvel. You see him holding her at one point, so I mean, maybe, like you said, Mar-Vell saves her. Might be like a flashback showing that.
Right.
It's possible.
I don't know anything about Captain Marvel, so.
I don't either.
Yeah, well, meh.
Super badass.
No, it's still not revealed.
Good
Captain. Hold on. Captain Marvel toy won't reveal Jude Law's character name, so no, it's not. Damn.
So it won't reveal it?
Mm-mm.
Wait, so are they just not doing a toy for him, or is this toy just gonna be like Jude Law?
Right.
Jude Law in a weird suit.
I guess it's probably something spoilerific in some way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously someone's going to be Mar-Vell. I don't know why they think that, like people would not expect to see that character in this movie. I mean, I don't even know much about. I'm about to say Brie Larson, about Carol Danvers, but I know that Mar-Vell kind of needs to be there. But then again, we got the best Spider-Man movie without Uncle Ben, so who knows?
Not sure.
Oh, and to answer your question, my money, and I will ride if this is not the case, my money is Goose takes out his eye.
I mean, he makes, you haven't seen.
Yeah, you were saying that too.
Oh, yeah.
With the cat.
I was like, oh man, he has his eye, and he was just like, and is still up for cats, and I was like, wait, is the cat gonna like take his eye out?
No,
I thought you were hinting that I would take anyone's eye out for money, because that's true.
So what?
in the Winter Soldier, they he actually talks about how he trusted someone.
That's in Avengers.
Hmm?
That's in Avengers. When he says, I trusted someone once, and I lost...
Is that in Avengers?
Yeah, it was in Avengers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was it the cat that he trusted?
Yeah. It was definitely...
Oh man.
I want him to pick up the cat and just run with it throughout the movie. Protect the cat at all cost, and the cat claws his eye out.
I'm really looking forward to actually getting Nick Fury in a co-starring role, but still not just being a background asset and actually being prominent in the movie. I'm curious how this being the first movie in the timeline until we get to Fantastic Four, I'm curious how this sets up everything. Oh, where'd you go? So yeah, I could probably spend a whole hour talking about every little thing in Captain Marvel. But to summarize, pretty space battles, fucking flying, cats,
Nick
cosmic, Nick Fury, Son of Cole.
Tight as fuck.
Although we didn't get the Son of Cole in this trailer, but that's smart. You save the best for the movie.
Son of Cole?
Phil Coulson?
Oh. Wait, what?
In Avengers, I think it's in Avengers. Thor calls him the Son of Cole. Coulson.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I do love Coulson.
oh yeah, definitely.
If you love Coulson, you should watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because he stars in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I've heard that's basically just
It's in between all the big stuff that's happening in all the other movies.
Yeah.
Like in Winter Soldier, whenever S.H.I.E.L.D. fell. S.H.I.E.L.D., since they are S.H.I.E.L.D., you actually get to see what happens in the interweavings of S.H.I.E.L.D. failing.
Right. I feel like that's... Somebody described that as a soap opera on a plane.
Mm-hmm.
Or
The first season or two, yeah. Because then they get off the plane.
Right on.
Plane crashes due to dramatic things.
Lost.
No, it's not Lost. It might be Lost. No, that's cool. Ghost Rider's in there. This one cool guy with an Irish accent. No, he's Scottish. Is in there. He's pretty cool.
That's his name?
No, he's in that one new movie, Overlord, though. He's pretty cool.
I like that the way you're trying to
Hello,
describe
I'm
this is.
Scottish.
He's
Oh,
pretty
what's your
cool.
name?
I can't think of
Scottish.
it's been over a year since I've watched any of that show, so it's hard to remember. I wouldn't watch it again.
What a glowing endorsement.
Speaking of glowing, let's get to Aquaman.
Let's do it.
I don't understand.
The trailer's very, very shiny.
It's not as saturated as it was before. It
No,
looks
it's
better.
not. No, I'm
See,
No.
for some reason, I thought you were going to talk about the show Glow.
Oh, with the
I didn't
wrestlers?
think-
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
Yes.
I love Alison Brie.
I still haven't seen season 2.
You
I haven't finished season 1.
Fuck.
I want to watch it again.
okay. Like my brain filled in Glee, and I was like, why the fuck are we talking about this?
Nah, Glow.
Oh, man.
Wait, did you just assume Glee and then wrestlers? You just went with the fact that we were saying wrestlers and
No,
then
I
somehow
didn't.
Glee
I
is
didn't.
related?
I checked out of everything you were saying.
Oh.
I just heard Glow, and my brain just goes, oh, what? Glee? Because I've heard of Glow, but I really know nothing about it, so I'm just filing in my brain, what? Glee. It's close enough. Wait, what?
It's like a behind-the-scenes sitcom of an actual series that came out in the 80s called The Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, or Glow. And it's really good. The acting is amazing. They got Mark Maron and Alison Brie are the main characters.
Alison Brie's the chick from,
Community. Mad Men.
give me another one.
Keep going.
Community Batman.
Community. Mad Men.
Mad Men.
Oh, Mad Men. Who's she in Mad Men?
She's
A little higher is where it's at.
Who is she? I haven't seen Mad Men that much.
I-
She's somebody's wife.
Keep on listening to shows though.
Keep on listening to Alison Brie shows?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Is she not in American Horror Story? Or am I crazy?
She might be in one of them. I can't remember. But I haven't seen every season of that. I've seen like parts of 3 seasons of that.
No, the chick I'm thinking of is in like every season.
Okay,
So
no. She's a short brunette lady with really big eyes, and she plays Annie on Community.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. I know Community.
Right. Annie's boobs. What's the monkey's name?
I'm sure there's a pathway back, but I'm just gonna just hop this train track and just get us right back.
Alison Brie Larson. Next trailer, Aquaman. Let's hit it.
Cool. Thank you.
Why couldn't you have just gone the route that we took to get here, which was Alison Brie is in Glow.
Why are we back on this?
Was
Glow is glowing, and the Aquaman
Aquaman
trailer
trailer.
was really shiny.
But it's not overly saturated.
But
No.
not
It's not
anymore.
saturated.
No, I don't mean it like that. I just mean that like Atlantis is really like
Shiny.
sparkly and shiny.
It being in the water and the sun coming down and the water and whatnot.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Should be covered in like algae and
Yes.
coral and gross.
I mean, they probably keep
shit.
it clean. Probably have like
They have-
Atlantis janitors.
Probably have like bottom feeders walking around.
Aquaman's just like clean.
Yeah, that's a weird image of like bottom feeders. You know, like the things that stick to the bottom of sharks.
There's
So
like,
Aquaman's just swimming around. He's got some of them attached to him. Lower.
No, the trailer, like have you seen the final trailer that came out? Actually shows off Willem Dafoe.
Oh, neat. Who's he playing?
He's playing. I can't remember his name, but he's like the best friend of Arthur Curry. What?
He's playing Aquaman's best friend.
Well, it's like an uncle kind of figure.
Oh, okay. Willem Dafoe is a very small person. You don't think about it, but he's like really short.
Oh yeah.
You know. Have you ever seen?
Pretty
Never
good
mind.
goblin.
We'll get off on this
He
tangent later.
yeah, but he plays like he's his mentor, his best friend is. What?
I was congratulating Nolan on not going off on a tangent.
But if you want to go,
I'm still talking about Willem Dafoe
Yeah, me
in this
too.
movie.
right on. Let's get after it.
Go on.
Willem to go on.
I'm willing to listen if you're willing to talk.
Willem to fuck you guys. Okay.
We're Green Goblin all of a sudden. So keep going. He played Green Goblin. It made sense. So we're gonna keep on.
I think I just hate that phrase more than down decline at this point.
Goblin it up?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Do you say goblin it up all the time?
Ticks. I don't say that hardly enough now that I know it upsets you.
Just right then. Was the only time it ever upset me.
I tend to overpronounce things sometimes.
No, just in my head, I imagined like the Green Goblin just oozing with green ooze,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Let's start
someone
oozing with
eating it.
information about this Aquaman trailer.
Ah,
'Cause we...
to show off more Black Mana. Black Man. Everybody likes Black Mana, and
I certainly do.
well, yeah. I don't like that everybody's looking at me.
Because you're the one speaking right now?
Yeah.
We're listening?
I'm trying to think.
Polite.
Now I'm trying to think of what else is in there. Because all I could think of, I watched a few like little things with the director James Wan. He was like getting interviewed and talked about like with the movie and all like the small little details he had to add in there. Like one of the questions he had to think about was, what are they going to sound like talking underwater?
I bet they could sound normal.
Oh yeah, see,
'Cause they
that's
do, like the psycho.
that's what he. That's the way. No, they talk out their mouth.
They do, but I mean, in classically in like the cartoons and shit, when Aquaman's talking to things underwater, it'll make that like.
Wait, so whenever he's
noise.
talking to fish.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've actually seen that little motion happen in the movie.
Well, yeah, but you know it's hard for like
pimp.
words to move through water, but they don't seem to. Give
But they're
a fuck
fish
about it.
people.
Yeah, I know. It's like physics don't really matter.
Yeah,
It's a
no,
movie.
it's Aquaman. He does what he wants. King of the Sea.
Yeah.
No, but like, yeah, no, he just talked about. He was like, well, like at first we whenever somebody first asked me about it, I was like, I mean, they're just gonna talk. That's how people talk. They're just gonna do it. Like they're underwater, but it's a movie.
I hope it would sound like fish talk, you know.
No, yeah.
Welcome in. You've been gone for so long.
Yeah, that would ruin everything.
Yeah.
No, they just put like a light echo on all of their voices whenever they're underwater, is what they said. Like it's like barely like you can hear it. That if it wasn't there, you would know.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's not like too much.
Okay. Well, cool. Yeah, that's a good idea.
So, I'm excited. I don't know if I'd say excited. But I do have good anticipation for the movie from the trailer. However, it didn't make me too excited about Aquaman as a character.
Yeah. I feel
like the movie looks like it's going to be really good, and like exploring Atlantis is going to be fun and all of that. But there wasn't any kind of like with to contrast the Captain Marvel trailer. It's pretty much all character moments. It's all like who she is and everything, and I know like it seemed like this one could have done better with a little bit stronger magnifying glass and getting a little bit closer. And I hope the movie doesn't suffer from that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's still like I mean, we've seen basically no scenes from Nicole Kidman in this movie, and she plays.
Yeah. Right.
But I mean, she dies probably in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. I don't know how much we can put faith in Jason Momoa's acting, because his most notable roles, I think, to this point have been
Khal Drogo
in Game of Thrones, and he didn't do much acting in that. He was speaking a made-up language, and he was just brooding and being a violent asshole all the time. So he never really had to like push himself acting-wise. You knew who he was from the first moment you see him. There's not like a lot of depth there. But
he was Conan the Barbarian as well, I think.
Yeah, even so. I mean, come on, like
The Barbarian.
Yeah,
no, it was also not a big role.
Yeah, he also was in this show called The Frontier. I think he played the lead role in that. I haven't seen that, but I've heard much the same. That it's just him brooding and being a buff dude. Like, I mean, you can theoretically get by on that for a good Aquaman movie, but I don't know how much we're gonna give a shit about Aquaman at the end of it.
Right.
So. Yeah.
And that's the thing. I feel like I think most people probably agree. Aquaman for the general public is that character that needs to win people over and not just be bland.
He needs to be rewritten.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a Fantastic Four situation in Marvel, where the public reception needs to be changed with a very grounded and personal retelling of the character, and not grounding in the scope, but just in the relatability and personality of like.
Right. Because they were all pretty over the top in the what were those Fox movies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The first movie wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't, but it was just, it was very, like, of the time, this is a superhero movie kind of thing. It didn't really have anything that made it stand out apart from that.
Yeah.
Which I think The Thing was the character in that you could relate to the most. Because they mostly hinged on his storyline.
Yeah, him and the blind woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everybody else was comic relief kind of. Firestorm was definitely like the big comic relief in there, and.
You mean Human Torch?
What did I say?
Firestorm.
Yeah, whatever. Firestorm's
DC.
cooler. It's because Firestorm's cooler.
Yeah, you're just saying that because he's DC.
Also, yeah, probably true.
Firestorm's the one that has his coach inside his head, right?
It's not his coach, but yes.
No, it's just like something teacher.
No, I don't even like the guy that much.
Right, but
It's like he's a science. No, he's like a science molecular something teacher.
And speaking of the best comic book team ups, the Young Justice Outsiders dropping on January 4th, and so I haven't watched much Young Justice. There's probably a couple episodes you've made me watch. I needed to watch them. It's just I haven't gotten around to doing it.
It's so good.
Yeah. But as someone who's very familiar with the show,
God damn it.
Okay. I mean,
No. We don't have to talk about it. No. We can talk
Yeah.
about it. It's good. I just said I hate being the only one that knows anything about it.
Well,
I've seen like the first season.
have you watched the trailer?
No.
The one I sent to you.
No. The season 3 trailer.
Why'd you
I've
say it like
seen-
that?
Okay, so
I've seen every season that's on Netflix right now, I think.
That's probably the first 2 seasons. Is it on? I don't think it's on Netflix.
It used
It
to
was.
be.
It was on like 4 years ago.
Then that's how long it's been since I've seen it.
Okay. All right. Fine. That's
What's
going on.
yeah?
Well, I mean, they just got
Aliens.
Young Justice just got done like foiling. I think they were called the Rift or something like that. It was a big group of aliens.
The aliens involved with the Blue Beetle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it had like the Black Beetle, and you got to see the Green Beetle from Mars and all this different whatnot. But then they foiled their plot with Vandal Savage and Lex Luthor and all them.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the Legion of Doom. They foiled their plot while the Justice League was up for trial in space. They had to go on space trial for because somebody took
They
over
parked
their.
their spaceship in a towing zone.
Didn't someone like take over their mind?
Yeah, someone took over their minds and made them like murder an entire planet.
Yikes.
Yeah, a little bit different than parking.
Well, it's like they parked their murder in the wrong place.
I don't think there's a good way to word that.
No.
But at the end, after the whole everybody wins, everybody's happy. You see Vandal Savage come through a boom tube onto Apocalypse, and like Darkseid turn around and his eyes start flaming. And
So, Darkseid.
mhm.
Darkseid.
And from the looks of the trailer, it's a big time gap between because Kid Flash dies at the end. Well,
Flash always dies. What a bitch.
yeah, I don't think he died. Like, they were in the midst of trying to stop this thing. The only way that they could stop the thing is by running in a reverse direction to stop the thing from doing this spinny thing in the opposite direction. And whenever they were doing that, Flash and this Flash from the future called Impulse,
Yeah.
they were running together. And they needed Kid Flash to help, but Kid Flash isn't as fast as them. And as they were running so fast and all this was happening,
They trampled him.
he got vaporized
Oh, shit.
by the energy and the kinetic energy of everything between that and
Right. So is he caught in the Speed Force or is he dead?
we don't know. Yeah.
Could just be in the Speed Force.
But not entirely sure. They didn't go on it at all. But now that they're going into the future stuff, they've come out with a few different little bits. They're showing the New Gods. I don't know if you know,
Orion and Big Barda.
they're there's this small bit of them teaming up with Superboy that looks pretty cool. There's this another thing, it's a flashback of Dick Grayson. Black Canary was their counselor in their little Hall of Kitty Justice, and sorry, I couldn't think of what it was called.
Junior Hall of
Yeah, the Junior Hall of Justice, the Hall of Justice Junior. Now with pizza.
Weenie Hut Junior Justice.
Weenie Hut Justice. But there's this little flashback sequence, and it shows Dick Grayson talking to her, and he starts getting into talking about Batman and how he always grew as he was growing up, he always wanted to be him, and then there was this day that he realized how much weight Bruce Wayne keeps on his shoulders, and how he's I figured out one day that I don't want that. I don't want to hold on it. It gets really deep, and they get really deep into the characters, in a good way. I can't wait.
Why don't you just use a lighter material for the cowl, though?
That's why he didn't have a cowl anymore. That's why he's Nightwing and only has the eye thing.
I meant Bruce.
Yeah.
Oh no, he prefers it that way.
Yeah, I know.
He wants the weight to be as mental as it is physical, or as physical as it is mental. He needs to feel as though he is a brick. Heavy as a brick. He's heavy as a brick sometimes. But yeah, no, I'm super excited about it, and both of you guys should catch up on it because it's cream of the crop. It's super good.
I've heard it's as good as Justice League and Justice League Unlimited.
And the Teen Titans little and Teen Titans, not Go, but the one before it.
Teen Titans.
Just
Okay,
Titans.
yeah.
Teen
Which
Puppy Yami Yumi, that's the word I was thinking of.
which we're also getting more,
Words.
more of that.
We're getting a movie.
When there's
Oh, no, we're getting a
trouble,
season.
you
We're getting a whole
know
season.
who to call. From the tower they can see it all. The bad guys on the run. Never stop till the job gets done.
And before copyright infringement sets in and this video gets pulled, here's the first word. And welcome to the first word. Been looking forward to this one. I think standalone, just gonna say it, like, character-wise, I think this might be up there, one of my favorite episodes. Like, just watching the episode on its own without connection. The use of horror.
I thought he was looking down like, Falco? Go ahead.
I'm a human being, alright?
They probably didn't even hear it.
No, it's fine.
He
Get
farted.
it out there. We need to clear the air here.
Get it? Because he farted.
Have you had any cheese today?
I just ate a bunch of cheddar fries.
Oh, bro, can I have a cheddar fry?
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to make a lot of noise.
Yep.
Yeah, they are. We've been over this before. Okay. Still gonna be there. If you can hear it, the mic can hear it.
I can't hear it.
You lie.
You know, like when you're unwrapping a candy in like a movie theater or something, and you like try to do it slow so it's quiet.
It's like anybody that buys the nachos at Cinemark, I'm like, you guys, you are the worst. Like, why are you sitting next to me? Like, I don't
this
understand.
is for you, Colin. So first of all, no B plot, which
yeah.
good.
First episode in a long time.
No,
We've had no other plot going on.
Well, the
reveal episode, the big.
yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah. That's true.
But story episode,
Yeah.
yeah. So where do we
begin? Let's start with Crow.
Yeah.
When the episode started. Clearly, he's still conflicted, facing all of his issues with booze.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't want to do.
Yeah, he went through like 2 bottles in a night.
Yeah.
2, there was at least 3 just laying in the floor.
Okay.
And Ruby smashed one.
Yeah.
Whenever the tire pops, when he puts his foot on the trailer, and Grandma's
Gross.
eyes, so
Yeah.
like, man, it seems like bad luck is just following you guys around. And Crow's like, God damn it. That's what I'm sad about.
He just throws himself on the ground.
Yeah. And it has a little pity party.
Yeah, she straight called him out and didn't even know it.
Part of me really understands why Crow is so upset all the time, but part of me is also like, just grow the fuck up, man. Like, you're already into this.
I mean,
like,
it's, I feel like, imagine going like all of your adult life believing that you're on this great crusade to end the battle against evil.
right.
Just to figure out that the battle against evil can't be won.
Well,
I mean, I think you would be confronting that all the time. Or thinking it was a possibility. At least I would.
Well, to hear that it's a certainty.
Well, first of all, you have to put it in the context of being Crow.
Yeah.
And his experience and what life is for him, and Oz being the only thing that gives him any kind of hope beyond himself, basically. And
but also, I mean, he's supposed to be there for Ruby and Yang, and how is he gonna be a positive role model for them if he's always just drunk and being sad? I mean, I get it. You know, he's not always like that, but
right.
And he's dealing with a severe fallout now. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's just my own personal thing. Like seeing reflections of him in people that I've,
Yeah. Are you
looked up to.
the name of
Not you.
the name of the
Looked right at me. I was like,
of the patriarch of the farms was Bartleby Brunswick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the story of Bartleby?
Wait, what?
Someone posted on the. I'm not sure where it comes from, but someone posted a summary of it on the subreddit earlier, because it has allusions that might play into Crow.
Is that a Canterbury Tale?
I think so. Bartleby started at a menial job at a menial workplace after spending a long time working as hard as possible. His boss asked him to do a simple task, to which Bartleby says the iconic line, "I would prefer not to." He keeps saying it to every task, and rather than firing him, his boss and coworkers keep asking him why he won't work. It goes on for a while until they realize he's actually living in his workplace, taking small amounts of food provided and doing nothing as he withers away as his fellow coworkers get more and more concerned for him and angry at him. Leading to his boss eventually calling the cops and having him arrested. He prefers not to leave his cell and ends up dying of starvation in prison. There's a very brief summary, skipped over a lot, but that's the general idea of the story.
So yeah, that makes sense. How he would just completely resign himself to seeing apathy as being, I mean, it's the easiest solution to anything, just to not care about it.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's kind of what they're dealing with throughout this episode, was, like, the confrontation of, like, realizing that if they were apathetic to their situation, their problem, it disappears.
I think it'll be interesting going forward if Crow, because the girls seem to be over it, and their initial reaction was genuine, but I think that was festered and built upon by being around the apathy. But I wonder if Crow is going to still keep that spirit about him.
Yeah, because Crow didn't really have to confront it this episode.
Yeah.
He just kind of was stewing in it himself, and we don't know to what degree he was able to overcome any of that, because we see it, like, physically confront, like, the girls.
Yeah.
They actually got to figure out and know, like, they had to deal with it. Yeah.
Right.
Fucking amazing. Not just the obvious moment, but just the resistance to her team being like, let's just fucking just throw this thing down the well and just nap all day.
Their eyes were so creepy.
Yeah, right.
In that scene.
And
see, I told you their faces looked weird.
And her,
they were just so flat.
And her,
like, their like cheeks were also getting like pinker and redder.
Yeah, and their eyes just like kept that constant like straight line.
Her throwing the bottle and her insistence that she wasn't leaving without the lamp.
Yeah.
So many great character moments.
Yeah, actually like yelling at her team.
Right.
Yeah.
There was a real subtle thing that happened in the top floor of the house after they escaped from the cellar, where Yang grabs Blake's hand whenever they're running out.
Man, speaking of Blake, best line, my favorite line in this movie, favorite, least favorite, fucking Blake. Whenever she falls to the ground and everything, and then after Ruby goes, Blake, you gotta get up, and Blake just goes, it's fine.
Yeah.
I love that
Complete
because
Igor.
it's hopefully most likely a subtle callback to production on season 1 in the commentary. Like Miles and Carrie talk always say that because, like, you know, crunch time season 1, they were like getting up on episodes were late because they weren't finished yet. It just became a mantra of it's fine. Which, speaking of season 1, apparently this story was planned all the way back, like, and this is one of the first stories that they came up with, which kind of makes sense because once you have all the pieces set up, and Oscar doesn't really play much of a part in this story. It's irrelevant whether he's there or not, honestly. Once you have all the pieces in place, you could tell this story at any point in the timeline.
Yeah, going back and rewatching everything, it makes a lot more sense because, like, I thought that they were just doing season by season originally because I didn't know, especially after Montaum died, if it was going to continue. But then watching it again, it's like, no, this was set up from the beginning.
Yeah,
it's very
there's
obvious.
It seems very deliberate. As time goes on, it just gets more and more apparent.
I feel like there was a lot of things planned more specifically on the broad strokes and towards, not necessarily towards the end, but towards, like, probably where we're getting close to now.
Yeah.
And the beginning kind of felt like it was a little more
loose.
Yeah. Kind of figured out as we go, and this is where we have to get to. But once we get to this point, then all these things are going to happen. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Speaking of finally getting there, what?
I just say you think being in school they were in school for what, like a year, 2 years?
I think a year.
A year?
Yeah.
You think they would have learned about the apathy?
Well, that seems like a really specific group of Grimm.
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be a lot of different kinds of Grimm. So yeah, I mean.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think like even I can't remember what the teacher's name was. Said that it was just gonna be an overview class because it was their first year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's fair. It's just a.
I mean, even the old lady had a hard time recognizing what it was, and she said she had encountered something like it before.
What is her name again?
Marie.
Maria Calavera.
Maria Calvera. She,
More on a personal basis. I just call her Marie.
Well, when Maria is, like, revealing that she had silver eyes at the end, I just love that line of her being like, isn't it obvious? Because in that space between her saying that and the next thing, I was like, she has silver eyes.
It should have
And
just.
of course, since it's obvious, everyone's just like, gasp, like fake.
I want to meet the people that were sitting there watching that, and that, like, whenever she said that, they go, oh,
Yeah,
like,
'cause,
what?
It
The people that
seems
didn't
obvious.
expect that.
Yeah, it was like one of a few like possible things that could have been going on with her eyes.
They should have just like, isn't it obvious? And then just hard cut. Yes.
Yeah.
No, that was speaking of that. Every time I watch that scene, I don't know what it is, but the second one where Maria's giving her speech and Ruby wakes up and everything, and actually for the first time actively
Yeah.
uses
Yeah.
silver eyes.
Yeah.
That pulls on my fucking heartstrings a little bit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, that's the point, though.
yeah, of course, yeah, but it's effective and it's hard to
Right.
to get speeches like that to be, especially ones that are so simple like that, but it.
I think the fact that they played the scenes of her, like, they didn't just have Ruby's eyes fading, like, in and out of consciousness. They, like, played Yang struggling to get to the door, her saying no, Blake, like, on the floor,
Showing
Weiss,
the 3 little claws coming down at her
coming
hand.
at her slowly.
Well, that was for the first time where she just did it instinctively, but
That was
when
my shoulder.
I know what it was.
but when Maria was like psyching her up for it or whatever, it showed Weiss and it showed Yang. It didn't show
Blake.
It didn't show Blake.
I thought,
Which
it did show Blake.
Well, she was kind of laying next to Ruby, so it was
Yeah.
kind of hard.
and also, I mean, yeah, Ruby cares about Blake. She'd freak out if she were going to die. She's probably closer to her than she was to Pyrrha. But let's be honest.
I mean, she did
she's-
freak out that she was going to die, which is why the
Right.
little
Yeah.
flash
I
happened.
think
Exactly.
there's more of like a mutual respect there than there is like a genuine friendship.
Right. Which
They haven't had many interactions.
no, they haven't, and I want them to have more because I feel like they, as friends, both of them being natural born leaders,
Yeah, they
and
should have a lot in common.
they
too,
should have a
right?
lot in common. I feel like they'd have more in common than like Yang and Weiss do, for
Right.
instance.
Mm-hmm.
I think
I
they just throw
definitely-
like pity parties together.
Mm-hmm.
God, yeah, I'm tired of Yang. God, her.
I love Yang.
I'm so mad at her right now.
Why?
From the last episode, I wasn't here. Was not here to talk about it from the
Right.
last episode. Whenever Yang and Blake are having that conversation together, and fucking Blake is just like, I'm gonna be here and I'll protect you.
Yang doesn't
And
feel like
fucking
she needs to be
Yang.
protected.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you have to have a hissy
She-
fit about it and
she
walk
didn't.
away.
She just walked away.
She walked away, but she literally just went through like the entire season beforehand was her getting over with the fact that she was missing her arm and that she felt like she couldn't protect herself. Like she's already had this character development.
I'm talking about why are you overthinking it? Why is she over like? Oh,
She's
like
not overthinking it. She just feels like she doesn't want to be seen as incapable.
Dude,
And she
but
feels
I'm-
like Blake is implying that she can't defend herself.
I'm saying
by
instead
saying,
of
"I'll protect
instead
you."
of
And she was
saying
also
instead of
holding
walking
the robot
away
hand.
instead of walking away from her, pissy, say something.
Well, what's she supposed to say?
Hey,
No, Blake.
I don't need protecting.
I can
like
protect
that's not.
myself. You're being an asshole.
It's gonna come off passive aggressive or like,
right. So
the
I think she did the
kindest
right thing
Yang
to just
could
walk
do
away.
is be
Yeah.
passive aggressive.
They're
Also-
still gonna come up again, and it's just gonna.
Right, but she still shows that she cares for Blake. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
that was apparent in this
Oh, yeah.
last episode.
Also, the farm. So you have
yeah,
to keep
she-
that in.
yeah.
Anything would be exaggerated.
Yeah, she did say I'm tired, let's just go.
Yeah.
Mm.
It wasn't like she had just immediately stormed off.
Right.
She resigned to have the conversation another time.
Which is sometimes what you should do whenever you're upset about something. But, yeah, no, fucking... I'm excited to see what Maria is going to be able to reveal to Ruby about the function and origin of Silver Eyes.
Yeah.
Because that is something that still remains a mystery, even though we've gotten all this exposition. I want to see how it started, how it came to be, if it was like some remnant of the magic that Ozpin gave to somebody, or is just...
My money is on direct descendants of Ozpin and... Or Ozma and... No, not Salem. Humans.
Salem killed a kid.
Okay.
Yeah, since...
Ooh, I bet Oscar is going to feel super awkward if, like, Ruby is a descendant of Ozpin, because Oscar seems to very clearly have a crush on Ruby.
What if...
Really? Yeah, really?
I think so.
When
my brother and I watched it,
I've also thought so. I mean, I don't think it's been like super strong on there, but oh yeah.
No, I think it's definitely hinted at.
I mean, who wouldn't if you were in his position?
It's shown that he like idolizes her in a way.
Yeah.
She's a little.
She's older.
She's a little bit older.
She's older.
Now.
She's
what,
17.
12,
Yeah, she's confirmed 17.
Her birthday.
Oh,
her
she
birthday is on Halloween.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Ruby Chibi confirmed.
Oh, I saw it in the lightning round of Ruby Rewind today. That's all I caught is the lightning round. Like, I got there as the lightning round little credits were coming up.
Yeah, no, Ruby Chibi, they did a whole episode about how Ruby didn't think that she had to buy her own candy. Instead of going trick-or-treating, everyone had to give her candy.
That's
because
awesome.
It was her birthday.
I would think that too.
She never had to...
it's such a good episode.
She didn't have to buy a Halloween costume, so she asked like her group to do it, and they put her in a trash can.
Nice. I've seen that. I've probably seen that episode before.
It's one of the newer seasons, I think.
Yeah.
What colors does Marie wear?
Blue and white, right?
Like gray and blue.
Yeah.
She also has,
is there purple in there?
No. She has a candy skull, though, on her
It's
staff.
like green and...
Like she has an Ed Hardy staff. That's what it looks like to me.
Well, I think Ed Hardy just kind of co-opted the whole Dia de los Muertos vibe.
Yeah.
That's fair. But no, I was thinking about it. Like, she looks really old. What if she's like one of the kids from Coffee Joe or whatever his name is?
I don't think she's that old.
Joe Muggs.
We don't know. We don't know where in the timeline that was happening. Yeah.
We called him Austin.
Whatever his name is. We don't know how far back in the timeline that was.
You guys spent like 15 minutes arguing about his name that night. We're using his name.
Thank you.
Joe Muggs.
I mean, it was before.
We have no.
It was okay. So it has to be at least 200 years, because Oz used all of his questions with Jin.
Mm-hmm.
The next life used all the questions with Jin after that, assuming it's an actual chronological, like that was the immediate life that followed after Austin from Starbucks.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, and we don't know, I guess we don't know what old age is, but I feel like once you start pushing over like 100, then being like the cap, then old age doesn't really mean much of anything, and you can just have people walking around that are 1,000 years old, and it just kind of becomes pointless.
What is life expectancy in
Remnant?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's like the natural number is probably greatly reduced. The average is probably greatly reduced by people that are killed by Grimm.
Yeah,
You know,
like I'm sure huntresses and
Hunters.
I'm struggling.
Hunters and
But-
huntresses.
It's greatly reduced for them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because they're in, up shit creek all the time. I wonder if having silver eyes has some effect on your lifespan.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking about. I was waiting. Yeah. Wondering how old, like, because I mean, you got a little magic in you from the.
Not this summer.
Right.
We still don't know.
Maybe how much you use it kind of fucks with your lifespan. And the reason that Maria has lived so long is because it was removed from her. So it's a theory, but I mean...
Do you think we'll get any more about Summer?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like
absolutely.
we definitely will.
We definitely will.
She's still
It's just
alive.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be the worst thing.
Or the best thing.
No, because that...
It kind of shits on all of the development of Ruby having to...
Deal with the fact of she didn't...
Yeah. Have her mom.
Yeah.
It's just...
I mean, at that point of time, like, Ruby would still remember her mom, but she was so young that she just had Yang and Tai.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and we've already kind of explored that kind of conflict between Yang and Raven.
I mean,
And then,
The-
like,
dep-
Yang and
depending
Blake
on the
also
ru-
connected.
depending on the reasoning of them being gone. We haven't dealt with, like, it could still be a potential completely different situation than Raven. Raven chose to leave her family.
Right. But,
And then-
That doesn't mean Summer would have done the same thing.
but now we're in the
Summer
same-
might not have a choice.
So now
Summer's
we're in
been,
like
like-
the greatest conflict of the world that they exist in, and if Summer's doing anything that is like
It just
parallel to that, then it would kind of lose effect if she's not involved in the main cast.
well, it just feels a little bit saccharine to me to, like, you know, we find out at the end that Summer was alive the whole time and she was trapped underneath Salem's castle, and Ruby rescues her and has her mom back. Like, sure, I would like to see, like, Ruby have that, like, that satisfaction or whatever, but I think it kind of hurts the story to do that, to just give that away. Like, it would have to be really, really well done to make it better than what you can get out of her not being there.
It's too soap opera-y for her to just be like,
Right.
oh, my strange dead mother has returned to me. Oh, joy. Now we can finally be a happy family again. You can go and marry Ty again. We can all live together in a fucking cottage out in the woods.
See, you're thinking of it. I'm not thinking of it happening like as like happy-go-lucky as anything, like something.
Are you thinking that they're gonna see Summer alive and then Summer's gonna die in front of Ruby?
That seems too simple. I feel like it did be something.
To resurrect a character and then kill them off immediately, that's simple.
Yeah, that's it. I see.
It's simple for like Ruby writing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be more of like maybe she was captured by Salem and she was given to Watts to try to find a way to work against Silver Eyes, and she's been tortured and tested upon for who knows how many years or something like that.
I feel like it would have been mentioned already if that were the case.
Why? If no one knows.
They would have alluded to it, at least.
Yeah.
If no one knows what. Oh, well, yeah, I guess on Salem's side they probably. But we haven't gotten any of Watts or anything like that. We don't know. We haven't even gotten really any of the antagonist side.
That would be stronger if we had the dramatic irony of her still being alive and Ruby not knowing about it this whole time, than for her to just, like, Deus Ex Machina have been alive and you can save her now from this torture, or, you know, at least let her die.
They also had like a whole episode about how Yang used her death to empathize with Blake. I don't think that would have been as strong if we knew Summer was alive as well.
Yeah.
They would have made several seasons.
I mean,
not
that's what we
feel
don't
as
know now.
genuine.
Like, well, several seasons? I feel like
feel
just
like-
that one bit.
I mean, Ruby had her whole character development with the fact that she doesn't have a mom.
Yeah, she kind of. That's where she gets like her leadership skills. I think
I mean-
it's from having to like be her own mother in some sense. You know, because there's only so much you can get from one parental figure.
That doesn't change anything if she's still alive. Ruby still had to go through this. Ruby still had to deal with all of this.
Right,
But the only reason why she did is because it serves a story for Summer to not be there.
Right.
Like, there's no, like, it's just
At this
hard.
point,
It's hard leaps of internal logic without her being dead for a character like Summer, who is the leader of Team Stark, and we haven't seen Ty in action, but we've seen Raven and Crow. So for them to be subordinate to Summer, plus she has Silver Eyes, I imagine she could hold her own pretty well. And if like her to not have had to be a good reason for her not to have escaped to get back to her family, and there's just a lot of things that would need to be addressed. I'm not saying it couldn't work because I was skeptical of
Raven coming back?
of Oz and Salem, of Oz X Salem, but honestly, it worked. They told it well, and it honestly made their dynamic more interesting because the way it was done. So I think it could work. It's just I feel like the story is leading to and has established her being dead, and so
You haven't done a lot to, other than showing a grave
and
and
talking
Yang
about her
talking.
being dead.
Yang talking about her being dead in that one scene. Is there another time where they talk about Summer?
They
I
talk
mean-
about Summer all the time.
Yeah. they at least allude to her. I mean, there was never a body found. She's literally just missing, so there's not much they can do on that department. But most people just take the factor of
nobody found, nobody, no crime.
because she just disappeared. She went off on like a quest one day and just never came home.
I don't think that's the way that went down either. Because she was a part of like the main team that was on the fight to destroy the evil Scourge.
Yeah, but isn't it like canon that she went on like a mission?
If that's what Yang said, then she doesn't know. She didn't know anything that that Team Stark was doing.
I recently looked at her wiki page, and I think that's what it says on her wiki page, which doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it does, yeah, it's
No, yeah,
Yang's
says,
word is not law.
No. But that's what Yang says, is she went on a mission and never came back. I'm sure that much is true, the details of which, like you said, Yang has no privy to.
Pretty.
I'm trying to think of whether other mentions of her.
I can't think of any.
Crow, when he's having his
Exposition by the fire?
no, it's when he's it's after he gets Tyrion stabbed
Oh, yeah.
and he's having his fever dream. He doesn't call out Summer specifically, but he's clearly talking about her, and I forget what he says exactly, but he's like, she's not coming back, Ty, or something like that. And Ruby looks back at him, but I mean, there hasn't been much. It's not like they talk about her every episode, but every time that she has been brought up,
It's about her being dead.
It's about her being dead. Yeah. So I don't know. It could happen. It just doesn't feel like that's where it's going. But hopefully we'll see sooner than later, because I'm really interested to find out more about her and to
Summertime.
find out more about Team Stark in general.
Mm-hmm. I just want to see.
Yep. I want to see entire Team Ty.
Say Team Ty.
Entire team. That's the.
Oh yeah, to see like Team Stark work together, that'd be super cool.
That would be cool.
That's my favorite. That's like the only Ruby fan theory that I subscribe to, is that.
Team Stark will get together again.
Well, no, that Ty fucked the entire team.
Oh, even Crow?
Even Crow. Ty is just irresistible.
Now that my brother's not around, or sister, damn it.
You ever had bad luck in the bedroom?
You know, Summer and I have the same color scheme. Weird.
Yikes.
I don't like this anymore.
Do they? I don't.
White, black, and...
Red.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the red on Crow?
His eyes, the back of his cape, his his weapon.
Forgot.
Read a book. Jesus.
You mean the manga?
No, those are in black and white.
I know. That's right.
Speaking of which, did you?
No.
You should.
No one can't read.
Yeah,
How many times we gotta go over this?
The pictures are really pretty.
They tell the whole story.
So yeah, we've kind of gotten off the episode. Death Battle.
What about it?
I'm going to talk about the
It's
Thanos.
fucking Thanos versus Darkseid.
Oh yeah, I saw a trailer for that, or kind of like a.
First bit came out.
Teaser,
I don't know anything about Thanos, but I do now. I know more about Thanos. But no, who do you think will win?
Well, does Thanos have the gauntlet?
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
I thought they always do them at their most powerful.
Well, no, they just gave a.
Do it at his most powerful. Like, I guess that's too much. I don't know.
No,
I mean, if you have the reality,
They didn't show him with it.
you can't really.
they just gave the backstory of Thanos in the clip. They didn't go into like his stats and what powers and weapons and shit he had.
Okay.
They talk about how he has magic imbued in him and
Yeah.
super awesome blood and
Yeah.
So we'll get to
Thanos
that
is
in the
hardcore as
actual.
fuck. He's He's like a descendant of that one race of, what are they called?
I forgot what they're called.
The Eternals.
Yeah, the Eternals.
Yeah.
Like a deformed version of them.
Right.
Yeah.
The enemies of the Eternals, were they the degenerates or something like that?
Yeah, well, it was like the degenerates, like they created humans, and then and also creating humans, they also created mutants, and then they created, like, there was this like weird byproduct of it all that was the degenerates.
Okay.
And Thanos was born of them, but he came out with that trait of the degenerates
mutation.
Yeah, the degenerate mutation.
Yeah.
And at first, like, his mom tried to kill him, but everybody else was like, "High five, bro! You're super cool." And then
Thanos is super hardcore.
And then he fell in love with death.
Yeah.
And then whenever he fell in love with death, he figured the only way to show his love for her is by killing a whole bunch of people.
Which, some people would just buy flowers or something.
Yeah.
Kind of went the opposite.
It's
direction.
death, but death is obsessed with Deadpool instead of fucking Thanos.
Well, yeah, you want what you can't have.
Right.
Everybody wants that Deadpool. Deadpool, no.
That would have worked if you gave him more enthusiasm.
Mm-mm.
You started and then you realized it was wrong.
That Deadpool. but yeah, no, I still think Darkseid's like just gonna wreck him.
You think so? Why?
Because I doubt Thanos could take on a Kryptonian.
Why?
Because he's fought the Avengers and gotten his ass kicked, and Superman could take on the entire Avengers and beat him himself.
No.
He's so OP, it's ridiculous. It's not even because I'm just the biggest fan of him. It's just the way things are.
I think it might be because he's the biggest fan of him.
No, like, okay. Thanos can go one-on-one with Iron Man, and, well, Thanos would win overall, but Iron Man could still whip his ass for a minute. Darkseid would...
Well, that's like movie canon, isn't it?
I guess, but in other other things, like I've seen... Well, I guess he's fought the Silver Surfer and held his ground, too.
Right.
Superman could beat Silver Surfer, though, as well, so...
I don't know how much the power cosmic overlaps with magic and shit. Also, Thanos has magic on
He
him.
does have magic on him. Darkseid doesn't have magic on him.
Right.
And still can go toe-to-toe with two Kryptonians at the same time and hold his ground. That's like he's just 10 times... I know he's stronger.
I don't know about it.
Just strength alone. Right, even before his wit, and he's fucking... he's so smart.
So's Thanos, though.
Yeah, I know. But Darkseid's
Also,
just better.
If they give Thanos the Infinity Gauntlet, to me that puts them like on par with one another.
Yeah, the anti-life equation will just get right and would be better than the Infinity Gauntlet.
Why?
No, because it goes like directly the moment that he like even utters a bit of the anti-life equation, it just like fucks his head, and he's gonna snap himself out of existence.
Right, but reality stone, you can just make the anti-life equation not exist.
I don't know if it.
Or you
I don't know if it
can
can work like that.
Yeah,
That's
you can completely alter. I mean, you can like.
Also,
Yeah, you can just like undo.
Yeah. like, or just, assuming that Thanos is a quicker draw, but it's a lot quicker to just snap your finger.
Then
Yeah.
start talking.
do your
Yeah.
step.
Yeah, see, no, I mean, it's all. There's so many variables. I feel like you could go either way.
Yeah, see, I don't feel like that they're gonna give him the anti-life equation in the gauntlet though. That's a lot.
Well, the anti-life equation is just as much of a boon, really.
Yeah, and if they don't...
Is it?
Yeah, because it undoes existence, like it undoes life.
Only but not to everything. Like it's to whatever.
It can.
I mean, it can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's what.
One, and Thanos intentionally snapped out half of the universe. He could have done the whole thing and left himself alive if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But if they don't, since Death Battle always like pits them at their strongest, I feel like pulling the punches wouldn't be
Their style.
and
Their style.
and it wouldn't really be. It wouldn't really be a fair fight. Even if both of them, like, okay, well, you don't have the Infinity Gauntlet, you don't have the anti-life equation. Okay, I get that makes it a more interesting fight, but we still don't see them at their full potential. So we still don't know who exactly comes out on top.
I would say we.
I don't want to see it come down to a snap or.
I'm gonna say that it's not going to, and that's gonna be the first thing they go for, and they both handicap each other on that.
Right, yeah.
Like
Darkseid breaks his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's.
That's fair. Or just smashes the gauntlet, gets it off of him somehow.
Yeah.
And in doing so, somehow Thanos like thought of this beforehand and did something with the reality stone to make it so that he couldn't use the anti-life equation.
Right. Well, yeah, they'll do something to where that's not the end game because
it's just poor.
They should just bring it down to like a world-destroying fist fight. Is what.
Then Darkseid's gonna whip him.
I don't know. That remains to be seen, man.
All right. I vote. So votes on it. Thanos or Darkseid? Yeah. We got 2 weeks before it happens.
Just because I prefer Marvel, I'm gonna say Thanos.
I don't want to vote because
Yeah,
I know it's really as little about Thanos as I do Darkseid. So
okay.
I can't really like make an informed decision. I do think that the Kryptonian comparison is perhaps misplaced because good against one super powerful OP character doesn't necessarily mean good against another. Everybody, even Superman,
What if he's fighting two OP characters?
Has their strengths and weaknesses. Like, you can look at it as a Pokemon rock paper scissors thing. So and it's the finale, right?
Mm-hmm. Finale of this season.
Yeah. So it's definitely not going to end with the snap or the. There's no way they'd end it on something so light like that. It's going to go out with a bang. They could do it both at the same time.
Yeah, and then.
I think it's going to be an interesting fight.
The anti-life equation is not as flashy, unfortunately, as the super colorful gauntlet.
You could visualize it as such,
Yeah.
Because I don't think the snap has been visualized in anything, obviously, besides comics.
I was thinking of the gauntlet itself. The gauntlet is...
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty, because they wanted to put it on comic book covers.
Mm-hmm.
This looks awesome.
Yeah, they wanted to catch your eye. You can't catch your eye with a math equation. I guess you could catch,
Have you seen Beautiful Mind?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You guys should also watch Achievement Hunters. I don't know if you've watched it.
Still haven't.
It's good. You like ghost shows?
I like to laugh at them.
And then this one's perfect. They're also doing the same thing. Right. It's like...
I'm so spooked.
Yeah, they're like, most of them are just in there like talking shit to the ghost, just trying to get him to come out.
That's fair.
It's pretty fun. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
And that's First Word, and we'll be right back to talk about some Dragon Ball.
You trying to figure out how to start it?
No,
The Swolno?
No.
The Swolno.
The Swolno.
So
Bowling with Swollen Nolan.
Did you see the latest? I don't know if I'd call it a trailer.
The Gogeta thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like a music video.
Yeah.
It looked like an AMV.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so fucking cool. Great.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Like I had all the hype that I needed for this movie. Like Broly redesign. All right, that's cool. Like a retelling of the story, and we're gonna have like Frieza in the Frieza Force. Hell yeah! Actually getting Dragon Ball Minus done in the anime. Sweet. I know the story, so there's nothing the trailer can really give away. I had all I needed to know about this movie. I would have been so much happier to go in, not expecting Gogeta, but not knowing for sure.
Right.
And then actually getting it and getting that payoff. And now it's like, I'm only going to see the movie. Like, I can wait until it comes out in the U.S. because now it's like, I'm only going to see the movie to say that I saw the movie. Right. Everything important, I know.
Right.
Like, they've given away so much and shown so much in promotional material. And I get that's how Japan works, but, man, Funimation, like, control the marketing in the West a little bit better.
Yeah. I keep getting the sense that they nobody's watching it for the story anymore. I don't know if they
Yeah.
like have been for years now. It's just like it's all about who can explode the most and beat up the most dudes, who can punch the strongest guy and get away with it.
Yeah.
In the end, that's all you need.
I guess so. That's all Dragon Ball really needs to be anymore.
I mean, look at Goku. Goku's the guy that everybody goes to see, and he's like mentally handicapped.
I don't think that Goku has carried the story though.
Oh, no.
Since Dragon Ball, to be honest, like that's why you can literally take Goku out for the entire fucking arc multiple times, pretty much every arc of Dragon Ball, and focus on the other characters. And then when it comes to the end, like, oh, we actually have to beat the big bad. Someone go wake Goku up.
Good guys, I wanted to sleep.
Go find Goku and his crotch fruit. We need to do something.
Right.
Crotch fruit?
Children?
Oh.
The bounty of his loins.
That's that one I know. Never heard crotch fruit.
You never heard that? I feel like we've said that a lot on this podcast.
I don't think we've ever said that on this podcast.
See, all I know about Dragon Ball is like
Crotch fruit?
no, Dragon Ball and then Z. I've read those comics, but I was just like, is there something to do with crotch fruit that I have no fucking idea about? Just
That's,
randomly.
That's where you get sensu beans from a crotch fruit tree.
Nope. Nope. Aaron said nope.
Make sure to donate your cool point to Serena for having read the manga but not seen the anime.
Yeah, right? Jesus.
She actually even read it in like Japanese too. And she didn't even get like the Americanized one. With all the American flags in there and whatnot. Can I spoke a little like what is it, s'mores?
No, that one is wild blueberry jam, I think.
Where does wild blueberry jam grow?
Good question, Nolan.
Just imagine somebody like putting a faucet into a tree and just
Does jam?
Maybe some wild blueberry jam.
blueberries grow on bushes.
Yeah, that's what I.
That's not how you make jam.
See, the wild blueberries are the ones that like they fall off early and they go out on their own and like start hosting parties.
Right.
And then they ended up the FDA ended up like figuring out where they're having these parties and they sent in a special team and they go in and find them and take them.
Right. And then they just happen to be all playing music together.
And they have rabies.
Everybody knows the blueberries.
They're wild.
Okay, I was like, where does rabies come into play? And I wasn't sure if you're gonna go with music for jam or just smashing them into pieces for jam.
Yeah, tomato potato. We do both.
Yeah.
You put them
At
on
the
the
same time?
basically.
That's
You put them on
That's
top.
what music is.
Yeah.
Serena.
Smashing yourself into pieces?
Jimi Hendrix
Smashing
made the
yourself
first
together.
thing of jam at
That's
Woodstock.
what I said.
Yeah, basically. That's how preserves started. No, it was just preserves before that. And then Hendrix was like, what about some jam, y'all?
Yeah. And that's whenever he lit that thing on fire, that's another part of the process. You got to light it on
Right.
fire to get the nice smoky taste that's in there as well.
Yeah, the burning of the wood in the guitar and the
Do you have anything else
pickups.
to add, Zach?
no.
Those are the hottest pickups ever. No,
I really want
that wasn't at Woodstock though. That he set his guitar on fire.
That was
it?
Monterey.
Was it not? Oh, is it Monterey? Oh, then that's when it happened. I'm sorry, I don't know all of the facts about making wild blueberry jam.
Right. That's why they call it Monterey Jam. You ever had a Monte Cristo?
I've had a Monterey Cristo.
Exactly. That's a fucking good sandwich.
It is so good. Oh. I made my first Monte Cristo at fucking Kirchhoff's.
Monterey is the superior hippie
Like the
festival.
cheese?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like Monterey Jack cheese.
I think Woodstock.
Oh, I
is
thought we were
just
just gonna talk about cheese for a
an
second.
excuse
we
for people
shouldn't,
to
it'll make
fuck
no
each
one
other
fart.
and
Talking about it makes. Is that what you're saying?
He's lactose intolerant. Yes.
The vision was dead by Woodstock.
Yeah.
Too much happened in '68. By then, all of the idealism was out, and actual leftist ideals of hippies. It was just fucking
Let's do
the
drugs.
fucking burnouts, and yeah, there wasn't any kind of drive behind it.
Nobody's making wild blueberry jam there.
What an internally destroyed cultural revolution that was. That didn't even take any like people really shitting on it that hard.
Right.
To just completely.
It was idealism that, when actually faced with the reality that was up against, fucking crumbled.
Yeah. It was like designed on a sort of militant apathy, and then the militant just went away, and then
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Anyways, derails.
Speaking of crumbling, yeah,
This entire
the dragon. Yeah, this entire podcast. No, actually, this has been fun.
It's like blue cheese. Crumbles.
Okay.
So
it's a moldy.
I gotta like hold you guys the entire way. Come on.
Well, they're not very clear then. So whose fault is that?
It's blue cheese. It's pretty thick.
Thick like whole milk.
So, as always, thank you for sticking around. Make sure to like and subscribe. Watch Life the Bone Farm, new series replacing ye old 3 Yellow Minutes
Yeah, Jesus.
of our adventures making music here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, don't take anything I say on that too seriously.
Take all of it seriously. Oh man, no, I got this great clip of Brian I'm putting in the next episode.
Huh?
Did you say some bullshit?
Yeah.
Oh, he talks some mad shit about you.
I hang it. No.
Probably.
No. I only say good things about you. Serena.
Except when he's talking about you.
Not true.
Child's Play episode 7, I believe.
6 just came out, so 7's next week. Yeah.
Okay, is up or
No.
7 just came out.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
7.
yeah,
It is
okay.
7. Yeah.
Seven-
I put it on
seven-
there.
7 just came out. 8'll be out soon. What else?
Next week.
And
Star Fox comes out tomorrow.
Star Fox comes out tomorrow. Well, wait, what? Tomorrow's in Thursday?
Star Fox comes out yesterday.
and then first episode of Kick Play's Star Wars Bounty Hunter comes out on Thursday. And I think that's everything. Oh, and we'll be going to the new year, going to episode 50 on Fandom, and then we'll be taking a short break, and we'll be coming back with new set, new intro, and whole new bag for you guys. In the meantime, we will still be continuing the first word because we don't want to miss any of this season, but after get episode 50, we'll probably take a break until February and come back for you guys. So, until next week, have a wonderful time. Thank you in advance for watching all those videos and liking and subscribing and sharing this, and bye.